I never thought I'd be the kind of person who'd talk about something like this. I'm not superstitious. I don't believe in ghosts. And I've always been the person rolling my eyes when people say a building feels off. But what happened at Jefferson High still gets under my skin. I used to teach history there. 7 years, nothing out of the ordinary. Exams, morning announcements, students who hated homework. It was just a normal school in a normal town. Then they built the new East Wing. The district was proud of it. Brand new labs, bright white hallways, automatic lights that turned on when you walked by. The kind of thing they show off to prove your tax dollars are doing something. But the first time I went down that hallway, I felt something I couldn't explain. The air was colder. The lights buzzed too loudly. There was this faint hum in the walls that almost sounded like whispering. And every time I walked through there, my phone lost signal completely. I brushed it off. New wiring, maybe, or my imagination. The students started the ghost rumors first. Teenagers love that kind of stuff. A few of them said they saw shadows moving at the end of the hallway when no one was there, or heard footsteps behind them. I joked along with them, but one day, our janitor, Pete, told me he hated cleaning that wing. He said the motion lights would flicker on at night. Even when the cameras showed nothing, he'd lock a door, walk away, and come back to find it open again. He swore he was the last one in the building each night. At first, I didn't take it seriously. Schools make weird noises. Pipes, vents, air conditioners. Half the time you can't tell where a sound is coming from. But one night, I stayed late to grade essays. It was after 6, the sun already down, and the place was silent except for the hum of the vending machine. I remember hearing footsteps, slow, steady, kind of echoing. I figured it was Pete again, so I called out his name. The sound stopped instantly. I waited. Nothing. When I stepped into the hallway, the air was freezing cold, cold enough to see my breath, and every hair on my arms stood up. I left my papers half graded and went home early. The next few weeks, little things started happening. My classroom clock kept falling 10 minutes behind, no matter how many times I reset it. The projector turned itself on twice during lessons. Once, in the middle of a lecture, the screen rolled down by itself and started flickering like a bad film reel. The students laughed, but one of them whispered, "It always happens in this hallway." I remember thinking that was strange. Always. Then Pete quit. No warning, just dropped off his keys and said he couldn't do it anymore. When I asked what happened, he looked tired, scared even, and said, "You hear them too, don't you?" That was it. He walked out. After that, the principal had the custodial staff start locking the new wing after school hours. He told everyone it was to save on power, but everyone knew something weird was going on. I'll never forget the night of the winter dance. I stayed to help decorate, and when the kids went home, I realized I'd left my coat in my classroom. In that wing, of course. I tried to talk myself out of it, but it was cold out and snowing, so I went. The whole place was empty. The hall lights hummed, the waxed floor reflected everything, and it smelled faintly of bleach and paint. About halfway down the hall, I caught this awful burnt smell, like melted plastic or burnt hair. I stopped, and that's when I heard it. The sound of metal banging softly, one after another. I turned around and saw that every single locker door behind me was open, not halfway, wide open. I ran. I didn't even grab my coat. I went straight to my car, sat there for a few minutes shaking, and then drove home without looking back. The next morning, everything was normal again. Lockers closed, lights on, no smell. Nobody believed me when I told them. Honestly, I didn't even believe me. A week later, the maintenance guys found something weird during electrical repairs. Behind a wall panel near the science lab, they discovered a blocked-off stairwell that went down, way down. There was no record of it in the blueprints. The district told them to seal it up again, no questions asked. After that, all the haunted stuff stopped. The lights stopped flickering. The cold air went away. Kids stopped talking about ghosts. I left Jefferson High a few months later. My contract ended, and I decided to transfer somewhere closer to home. I told everyone it was for convenience, but that's not the truth. The truth is, I couldn't handle being there anymore. Something about that place never sat right with me after that. Sometimes I'd drive by the school on my way to the grocery store. It's been years, but every now and then, even on a bright day, I swear I see the lights in that hallway flicker. Maybe it's just the electrical system. Old buildings do that, but sometimes, late at night, I'll wake up and smell that same burnt odor again. It lingers for just a second, like something passing through. And when it does, I can't help thinking about those lockers opening one by one, like the building was breathing.